Hey Canucks fans, welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary for Tuesday, December the 12th. The Canucks got blitzed last night 5-1 by the Winnipeg Jets, and it was actually a tough game to watch at points because after the slow start, which I'll get to in a second, the Canucks didn't really seem to have much of a chance in this game against the faster and the bigger Winnipeg Jets. And there were parts in the game where it reminded me of games from last year, and that's not a good thing, obviously. So hopefully it was a one-off. The Canucks can bounce back as they prepare to take on the Nashville Predators tomorrow night. 3 reasons why the Canucks lost last night's game. Number 1, the bad start / Jacob Markstrom. Markstrom only made 19 of 24 saves, so he let in 5 goals. That's under an 80% save percentage, and he let in the first goal he faced once again, and that's sadly a disturbing trend for the Canucks. I think that's 4 or 5 times this year now where they've actually let in the first goal. It's obviously demoralizing. It's bad for the team. It's bad for the players on the ice, on the bench, and it simply means that they're always fighting back or at least battling from behind. And yesterday they're lucky enough, or they were fortuitous enough to indeed tie up the game and head into the intermission tied 1-1. But after that, Winnipeg turned on the Jets, so to speak. See what I did there? And went on to win the game. But yeah, ultimately, you can't be letting in the first shot all the time, and you need better goaltending than under 80% save percentage. Markstrom has played generally well for this year, so let's hope he can bounce back. But yeah, he needs to make some really good saves. He needs to make some timely saves, and even make some saves that he's not supposed to make in order for the undermanned Canucks to hang in games. Number 2, special teams. Firstly, the Canucks haven't been getting on the power play enough, and that was the same case last night. That means they're not working hard enough. They're not driving the net. They're not drawing penalties. They're not getting defensemen or forwards to catching them off guard. The Canucks need to play more speed with more vigor and somehow create more opportunities for the opponent to draw penalties. And then on the opposite side, when the Winnipeg Jets were on the power play, they scored once. Actually, technically it's only once, but for all intents and purposes, they scored twice. Because one of their goals, they scored it exactly as the power play ended. So obviously the Canucks player never made his way back into the zone yet. And with the Jets scoring basically 2 minutes after that penalty was taken. So in essence, 2 power play goals for the Jets. And you could see with the talent they have with guys like Scheifele, Connor, and Wheeler, and Laine, of course, even Perreault, that they are a tough team to play against. And their offensive instincts really shone through, especially on the power play. So that was another thing. So the 2 things: the Canucks really got to get on more power plays somehow, and they got to shore up their penalty kill. And I get it. You're missing guys like Dorsett, Sutter, and Horvat, all staples on the penalty killing unit. Or penalty killing units, I should say. So that's one thing that hopefully will start to get a little bit better, at least when Sutter gets back. But you're still looking at obviously another 5 weeks for Horvat. And the third reason why the Canucks lost, and I kind of referred to it just now, is there's simply not enough offensive firepower. You had Brock Boeser, of course, who had a marvelous goal, and I was watching it. You could see as soon as he crossed the blue line, you knew that he was going to get the puck and that he was going to put it in the net. And sure enough, Daniel and Henrik both made some really good plays, won some puck battles. Henrik centered it to Boeser from behind the net, and Boeser wired it behind the goalie. So obviously a great goal for Boeser, his 16th, and now he's accounted for 20% of the Canucks goals. He has scored 16 of the Canucks 82 goals this year. That's 19.5%, and that's a huge portion of the team's tallies, of course. Behind Boeser, who do you have? Not a lot. Eriksson slowed down after a really good November. Vanek and Gagne still being their inconsistent selves. Granlund hasn't done much. And then you have guys that you wouldn't expect to fill the net. Chaput and Dowd and Burmistrov and Gauntz. They haven't really done much. They haven't showed a lot of offensive talent. And you have the wild card in Jake Virtanen, of course. Regardless, they got to get to the net. They got to create havoc. It can't be one and done. They can't have one shot, rebound, and then gone the other way. The Canucks got to somehow build up some sustained pressure. Obviously, it's easier said than done, but the Canucks will need to do something to work their way out of the funk. It's an important time of the season. It's the most vital part of the season. And yesterday I was talking about it's make or break time. I hope it's not broken time already. And when it rains, it pours, so to speak, because right after I filmed yesterday's video, we found out that Berchi will be out from 4 to 6 weeks with his fractured cheekbone. So why did the Canucks lose? Among them, 3 reasons: bad start, bad special teams, and not enough offensive creativity and firepower. What do you think? Did you watch the game? Were you able to sit through it? What were your impressions of the game? And what did the Canucks have to do to rectify their situation? Well, they practiced today. Let's see how they do tomorrow. So no game today. They're preparing for the Nashville Predators tomorrow night. All right, leave a comment below. We'd love to read it. Subscribe to this channel. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. God bless, and go Canucks go.